the ones that's the advanced civilization are the most, are the least advanced. The ones who didn't have to live with nothing is because they had archetypes of the collective unconsciousness, and they had detailed files in their head. So if you got a detailed file in your head of all the knowledge in the universe in your head, and you haven't forgotten that knowledge yet, you don't have to have all the trinkets and all of what civilization has. It's the same as if you go to the ghetto right now, you'll see a sister with 400 rings on. But as a person becomes more and more worldly, you go out to them white people, you won't see them white people with one ring on, and they'll have the least amount of jewelry on, yet they'll be millionaires. If you go to their fucking house, you will see just hedges. A nice lawn and grass and hedges. And my mother always said it when back in the South, in the 1970s, Richard Nixon gave a whole lot of poor people homes, brick homes. They got a brick house. That's what they said downside, a brick house. Because most houses were wooden, so you get a brick house, you was really living. So they gave people brick homes back in the early 70s. And sure enough, these people never had anything in their life, and sure enough, she said, now you can tell these people who ain't never had nothing, because when you go to their house, they had old cut open tires and chicken wire and all kind of shit, and they kept adding and all these 400 statues and all this shit. And she said, now you go down to these white people's house and had all this stuff, you won't see nothing but a lawn, and the hedges and the shrubbery is the decoration. You understand what I'm saying? So what happens is, the less you have in your head, the more you need material things. The more you have in your head, the less you need material things. It's just like right now, back in 91, I was deep into the Dr. Ben and the John Henry Clark, and I was into the Afrocentric knowledge. And every now and then, your people can say things, and they don't even know what they're saying, but it's spiritual. They just say it out of their heart. And I had an aunt that came down, and she was with my mother one day. And she looked at me, she said, damn, you look prosperous. And my mama said, well, he's not. In the sense that I didn't have all the material wealth. And I looked at my aunt and I said, I understand exactly what you're talking about. She just read something off of my aura. I say I am, because I've gained a whole lot of knowledge since the last time you saw my ass. And I say I know exactly what the hell you talking about. And my mother, when she said you're looking prosperous and stuff, I had a job, and I was just paying bills, but I didn't have the big car and all the other stuff and all. You see what I'm saying? And I was supposed to have had that within a matter of years, but I had to rebel against that recently because I started going into consciousness and all, and I started seeing the contradictions. Not saying that if you get those things, shit, cool, the motherfucker give you a ride, shit, it's better than riding on the damn bus. I'm not talking about that, but my aunt, she saw, by her being innocent, she just said what was on her mind. She said, you look prosperous. And I said, I understand what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? I said, I understand what you're talking about. My mother was thinking, he's not based on fucking material things. And all. So going back to this particular part, going back to Kemet, they only built those particular monuments because it was needed to be done so it can teach us in this particular day. It had nothing to do. The ancient Africans on down the Nile, they didn't need that because they had all the shit up here. You see, empty mind, full room, full mind, empty room. So now going back to the Typhonian traditions, a lot of the information went to Greece, and it went to all over the planet, and you can trace it all the way back to the same part. The ancient god of Typhonian was Sut, or Set. Now, let's deal with this particular part so we can get into some stuff. We want to deal with this in the glossary. We want to deal with certain things right now on what Set is. Set. First, therefore, the oldest of the gods, the prototype of Satan, and the god of the south, whose star is Sothis or Sirius, or the son of Isis. So, therefore, right there, for the mere fact that you find the Quran saying that our God is the God of Sirius, which means it's more on the right path, outside of the mundane shit. so the actual sociology of the Arabs, they get another law where they got to bow down to gods. But the metaphysical part is, the Quran says, our God is the God who created both male and female from one single ejaculated semen. He is the God of Sirius. In the book of the Dead, it says, I set up a ladder to the gods, but I am one of them, and I holler like a goose until they hear my prayer, and they report it to Sirius. So Sirius, being the most ancient star, the most ancient star, the primordial star of all time, Sothis, the soul of Isis. Another name for Sirius is the dog star. Set is the star of Isis. Venus is transcended in Sirius. In a sense, a child surpasses the mother. The Sothic cycle is the period of time like the phoenix and other cycles. In ancient Egypt, Sothis or Sirius was the opener of the year in the rising in time to announce the inundation of the Nile, or the rising of the Nile, and brought a relief to a sun-stricken land. Hence, Sothis is the star of annunciation, or illumination, or inundation. So therefore, Sothis is another name for Satan. Satan is the God who created both male and female from one single essence. So therefore, to be against Satan is to be against the most ancient and the most high God. To follow Jesus instead of Satan is to follow Jesus, which is a subordinate deity. You see what I'm saying? Who is between the heavens and the earth. Check. So, Satan, the god of the south, is the star Sothis, the soul of Isis. Sept, i.e. the goddess of the seven stars, represented astronomically in Ursa Major and the northern heavens. Our word Set or Soot means black. That indicates not only the degenerative nature of the god, but also association with the night world, Amenta. For far from a god of the heavens shall Set fell beneath the horizons and recognized in later mythologies as the lord of hell, hidden land. In magical terms, Set is the epitome of the dormant subconscious of activisms. This god is of supreme importance. Now, what does this mean? Being not only the name of a primal created spirit, but also the formula of sex magic. Now, what this shit is all talking about here is we got a battle of energies. What it is you got what is called Christianity and what you call basically, all religions have two parts. The esoteric, which is all the stuff that the high priest learned, and the exoteric, which everybody else learned. And basically, majority of the world is being controlled by exoteric, and all the black people. So the key here is this. Satan simply means the most supreme part of your subconscious, which is the most supreme part of you. So if the doggone Christian church is telling you to rebel against Satan, it's telling you to rebel against your supreme self and your higher self. And that's why they say that Christianity initiates you on the lower nature. Let's go on. Shaitan, a god worshipped by the Yazidi tribe in lower Mesopotamia. First you had the Typhonian group. The name of their god was called Sut. Sut later on traveled to Mesopotamia. It was called Sutek. Then also it was called Sutan, which you get, and which I'll explain in a few minutes, which is Sut, which means black, and An, which means dog, which means barker or opener, and it means the black opening, the black hole, or the opener of the year, and it's talking about the opening from the beginning. There's darkness and then there's light. It later on travels to, and it's called Sutek in Mesopotamia, and later on Sutan and Shaitan, as well as Titan, because you get a SH and you get a TH and you get the word Titan. So when you hear the word Titan, it means the word Satan, and we are the Titanic race, which we are the Satanic race, which we are the Soot race, which just means black. Shaitan, the god of the Yazidis in lower Mesopotamia. In the ancient source of the Sumerian tradition, the biblical version of this god Satan is the degradation of the meaning of the power and originally represented and with which made the formula of the cult. Now what this means is that actually the Christians turned it around and made it all negative, where they made it as the god of evil in all mythology. Set, or the word soot, it means the black one. Soot derives from an incalculably ancient time. Set was the primordial god of the Egyptians. No earlier god in recorded history in pre-human race exists. His name is Set or Satan. So Satan just means the most ancient god. Satan, the ancient deity of the Yazidis worshipped in Lower Mesopotamia as the source of the Sumerian tradition. The name of Satan is a form of Set, and in many Kabbalistic meanings, some which have been dealt with fully, it also conceals a complete sexual magic, which you know the Bible tells you to turn against sex. You see what I'm saying? Which is also a form of the regenerative energy. And the corruption of the name Satan, and this particular word was uttered, and the true formula was the true formula was then degraded of the image, which means that basically they literally just took something and made that particular part negative. Sirius, which is, so I'm talking about Set, which is just another name for Sirius. Sirius, the dog star, arcane tradition, a vast star Sirius symbolizes the sun behind the sun, the true father of the universe. Sirius was the primordial star of all time as the duplicator and the renewer of time cycle. He was known in Egypt as the doubling one and the creator god and the reflector of the image. Sirius Set was the original headless one, the light of the lower region of the south. He was known in Egypt as On the dog, and hence Sut-On, Satan, lord of the infernal regions, the place of heat, and later interpreted as the moral sense of hell. Now, you got a double star in the star system, Sirius. You got a double soul. You got the light of Sirius, which represents the light in the halo around your head. The little Sirius B that goes around it every 50 years also represents the black dot inside of you. But where is Sirius? There is no such thing as space and time. We think of Sirius as a star that's far off 8 light years away. That is based on what is called petty universe, which is dealing with people who don't understand the real science of the universe, mainly scientists, astronomers, and astrologers, and people that don't understand the real science of the universe think that the universe out there is an objective entity, which in actuality there is no such thing as the universe. Where we are right now is the ancient Sirius, the earth. It's just that Sirius fell, and the original core of the earth is where the ancient Sirius is, and this earth is covered over with a physical dimension, which is an illusion on top of the original Sirius. Remember when I first came on, I told you everything that you see out there is not only something that's happening in here on earth, but inside of you. So the ancient Sirius is on the inside of your head, which is the black dot, which is called Satan, or Set. The ancient Sirius is also this particular earth. We are on Sirius. This is the kingdom right here. The outer regions, which scientists and all keep you looking at, is only a reflection of something that's happening right here. In the Necronomicon mythologies, they tell you that the great war that was fought in heaven was fought right here on this earth. Same earth, different dimension. Check. All right. Okay. Let's go on. Let's go on. Okay. Let's see. Satan, the word derived from African roots. Soot meaning black and On meaning dog, jackal. A type that is registered further north called the wolf, the dark god of Egypt, the twin god of the bright god Horus, known as Set or Soot. Our word blackness, the word soot or our word soot, derived from this word. Set on or Set Anubis is the earliest form of Set Horus, the god of the double star, Sothis, Sirius, and the dog star. Set on combined in one image is called the black bird of Set, or the golden jackal of the desert, or the dark twin, or the dark twin of the bright twin. The Christians moralized Set on or Set Anubis as Satan and made it adverse and opposite, making the one god Set, the most ancient god, an evil god, and Horus the good god. In the earliest time, i.e. Iphonian phase, the symbolism of On means lunar calf ape and the sacred dog-faced baboon of the primal mysteries. And all this is talking about is the animal mysteries that they would put to represent the deepest part of the soul. Hence, the black bird or the dog becomes still more Christian satanic zoo types for the principle of evil. For the principle of evil. Now, dealing with this, let's understand one part. This is the part. Satan, or Set, is whose star is the star Sirius or Sothis. Soot means black one, which is the color or the collar of Set. Black indicates the dark mysteries that were originally enacted in the underworld and the world of Amenta. Set is the lord of Amenta, the hidden land, which is the epitome of the subconscious. Therefore, the true will or hidden sun, S-U-N or S-O-N behind the sun, symbolize Sothis. Now, Satan is a Chaldean form, or Shaitan is a Chaldean form of Set. Now I'm getting to the point where I want to deal with right now. To understand what this means, it basically means melanin. The Chaldean form of Set is a word by the name, or Satan is a word by the name of Hadit. And Hadit is a small and atomic point that is inside of your body called the black dot. And that's all Satan is, where you rest. So when they say to rebel against Satan, they're talking about rebel against your own nature, or something called the dark angel or the holy guardian angel, which is most important to all magical links. It is the only safe one between man and the forces outside. Crawley makes it abundantly clear that this angel is not to be confused with any other entity such as the higher self. For this angel is actually an individual with his own universe exactly as man is. Now, that means that your true self is a total different you with a total other mindset. And when you get to that particular true self, you won't have no problem doing what you have to do, because we're going to have to kill up some of our own people with this thing. We'll deal with that in the context tomorrow. But right now, to go on, to break this thing, Satan, down. Satan means the lord of the dark regions, which is called Amenta. Amenta literally means the place of Amen, or the underworld. In terms of human psychology, it means the subconscious. So now, what happened is this. We got the cracker on the run now. What you need to do is to, and I'm going to show you what to do in order to change this thing around. Now, I knew something was up because Samuel Weiser closed down in 1995. This was a store that was open for years and years and years, even when this metaphysical stuff wasn't even popular. This particular Samuel Weiser was open. Then all of a sudden, when metaphysical stuff got popular, it started closing, but it literally started closing during the time when we started getting into the metaphysical stuff. And mainly, I believe personally that it started closing when me and a couple of other black people started talking about this metaphysical stuff out open. I think that's when they closed down. Now, I went into this particular bookstore the other week, and I found out some particular information. First of all, we had this particular bookstore by the name of Avalon Bookstore. And these people had an unlimited ordering list where they could order books from all over the world. There was a guy in there named Larry. This cat, man, knew his shit. All of a sudden, in the fall of '94, Larry goes crazy. Want to kill everybody in the store, want to kill himself and all kind of shit. Had to go to the crazy house, or we think. Then all of a sudden, last summer, no, this spring, I walked into doggone Avalon. He said, I'm closing down. I said, why? He said, well, you got Barnes and Nobles, we got Ballers, and they running me out of business. I'm not getting the business. I said, damn, Charles. I said, look. I said, Charles, all you got to do is take some flyers down to Little 5 Points, which is where all them damn witches and stuff hang out. And I say, you have every motherfucker with black on and a spike through their damn neck with black fingernails coming up in your shit, buying the hell out your stuff. I say, all you got to do is the advertising. A week later, he shut down anyway. What I believe is the government came in and ran them out. Okay, they got Sphinx, they have Phoenix and the Dragon, and they got one called, they got another one called the Wish-Fulfilling Tree. Now the Wish-Fulfilling Tree was run by this other white woman that she was getting all the heavy shit. Just like what's her name was getting in Avalon. All of a sudden she ups and sells the place, and now you go up in there, they got crystals and they got all this light shit. It's all about love, love, love. And all the heavy stuff is gone. Then you got the Sphinx now, which is the biggest store there. And they have gone to all this light stuff. So I walked up in the Sphinx and they say, yeah, Samuel Weiser, in their catalog, they're getting rid of all their black arts. And all of this, the high energy and all of the dark energy, what you call the satanic stuff. They're getting rid of all the heavy stuff. And I said, that's kind of interesting. And I realized it is a thing that is going on with the government. So I said, hey, y'all got any black shit up in here? Some dark stuff? I said, I'm tired of all this little jive ass shit. But what they didn't realize is I got every book in the world. So the problem is I went and bought up everything before all the stores started running out. So when they was pumping the shit, I couldn't find nothing because I had bought up everything. So I was playing with their minds because I got a library full of this stuff. And so I said, you got any dark stuff? And the guy said, no, we don't, we're not trying to carry that. I said, why? They said, well, there's too many dark souls out here, and we don't want to push them over the edge when they come in there. First of all, I said, well, I'm saying in my head, well, I know we tapped into some shit. I said, because this shit must be messing these white people up, because I done tried every satanic, dark, ritual, necronomicon shit that they scared of, and nothing happened. I'd be up there mad. I wish a demon would come. Hell, at least I say I'm getting some damn reaction. I'm sitting up there in the room mad as shit. TV still on. Nothing happening. You know? So I said, well, this shit is really fucking these white people up. And the Spirit said, well, you know, ain't nothing can happen to you. You can't invoke what is already your soul any damn way. The only damn reason why it's fucking up the white people is because they are a lesser being. So it ain't nothing but your energy. So you can't invoke what is not your soul any damn way. Now there's a trick on what the churches can do. But anyway, he said, yeah, we don't want to push nobody over the edge if they come in. And I said, oh. I said, first of all, y'all holding back books and shit like the damn Christians and like the government. I said, number two, for you to be concerned about a person's welfare, that meant that the government must have already came in and told y'all asses, if anybody go crazy, we gonna damn put y'all up for charges, and you know we can make people go crazy. You see. Is it on? Yeah, well that one there is still going. I guess he can edit that out. Noah hauled ass or did something? Oh. Push. Okay. And is he still rolling? Right. You ready? Okay. So, I said, oh, so they cracking down on this stuff. And all it is this. Now, if you notice, all this metaphysical stuff is talking about love. This damn nigga here, Deepak Chopra, that pimped all the people's stuff from India, is talking about love, love, love. Now, that is because they don't want you to hate. And I'm going to go into the alchemy of hate, but I'm going to give you a little bit right now on what's going on. And this is what the satanic stuff is. Listen, if you are a Titan spirit, or a Cthulhu spirit, or a spirit from the chaos, and you living in a world that is totally opposite from you, that is your prison house that's keeping you down. You understand what I'm saying? And your spirit is totally opposite from this spirit, from this world. So to love in this world, it means that you love this world that is totally opposite from you. To hate in this world, which means that you're not really hating in your world, you're just hating this world because this world is alien to you. You see what I'm saying? So it depends on what you talk about love. To hate is good. Now, we are a loving people by nature. God knows we prove that just living here with the white man. I ain't killed that motherfucker yet. Or got killed trying to kill his ass. So if your nature is that of love, you understand what I'm saying? Then in actuality, you must hate. To hate means to be right, because you would hate injustice. You would hate that which is evil. So to tell you to love is to hate yourself. You understand where I'm coming from? So they're telling you to love, love, love. And that's the new shit. Love, love, love. That's what Christianity is saying. Love, not on a sensible way, but love like a motherfucking wife to getting her ass whipped by a nigga each damn night. And just love the insane way. So, what you must do is you must hate, because that's lining up the true nature. We're going to go in that tomorrow on what we're talking about here, on that particular hate. Now, the word Satan means the totally opposite of this particular world or this particular nature. Well, I just gave you the thing. I told you at the beginning of the lecture that we were a chaos and cosmic beings that was totally opposite, and we fell into this particular realm, which is totally opposite from us. So Satan has got to be that which is opposite from this, which is our true nature. So therefore, to deal with a positive direction in this world means you are dealing negatively with your nature. To deal negative in this world means you're dealing positively, or positive with your nature, since your nature is opposite from this world. So they say that the word Satan means accuser. It means adversary. It means something that's totally opposite from nature. Nature in this particular world was made from a subordinate deity. So that which is opposite from this world is the Most High God. So you must hate. When you look at black people, you are not looking at the true essence of black people, which is inside. You're looking at the physical creation of black people. So to love black people is wrong. You must start hating black people, not for what they could be, but for what they are not. You got to turn everything around here to get the alchemy of the melanin to work to illuminate. Are you getting this? Yeah. You got to take everything and make it. They say, what did they say when you first got into consciousness? I don't give a damn what. You first got into consciousness, they say we are 180 degrees from the truth. and from self. We are far from the self as a hog from the moon. So that means that in actuality you got to reverse everything. You see, you got to reverse everything. Now, let's go on. Let's see here what we're talking about. It meant that Zeus and a whole other bunch of gods from Atlantis, or from a whole bunch of gods from Olympus started ruling. Those are called the daytime spirits. So any of these gods that they call the sun gods, or the gods that you think this angels of light, those are not of us. Because if they got a light in this world, that means that's an old light. And we don't supposed to be dealing with an old light. We're supposed to be dealing with a new light. That means we come from the nothingness. So what does that mean? They're telling you to turn from the darkness. Don't go to the dark side. Well, I want to ask you a question. They tell you don't go to the dark side, but then they'll tell you to sit down and meditate. When you sit down and close your motherfucking eyes, what are you doing? You're going to the blackness. So wait a minute, that's contradictory. They first tell you that heaven is within and you must meditate. Sit down and be quiet and be still and let God know, or let you know that you are God or whatever, and you close your eyes and go to the blackness. But on the other hand, they tell you to turn away from the blackness. That don't make no fucking sense. See, they put the cart before the horse. Yes, there is a light. There is a Christ light. But the Christ light has to be created from the darkness. Any light in this world is an old light, is on its way out. So to create a new light, you must return where? To the darkness. And from the darkness and from the nothing, you get the absolute. And the darkness, what they call the prince of darkness and the darkness of Satan, is the true original light. If Lucifer is the light bringer, he's only the light bringer because he comes from the darkness. You see what I'm saying? So, even when you're trying to get clarity, right now, if I give you some kind of question and you're confused, the first thing you do is you close your eyes to think to get damn clarity. That means you got to go to the dark. So you got to reverse everything, including evil. Evil is good. Evil is good. What is evil in this realm is only relative to this realm as evil. That means if we are from the opposite realm, then what we call evil in this realm has got to be good in the other realm. Evil reverse is life or lived. Or lived. Listen, this is the deal. The average Christian could not get this particular part, what we're talking about here, but let's understand destruction. Destruction is the pure essence of illumination. Now, in order to, if you got a motherfucking house already built, you got a house that's already built, that's the end of the story. It's already built. In order to build something new, you got to get a big ball and chain and tear this motherfucker down. Right? So that's destruction. So destruction is good. They said it on the doggone movie. They made a movie and told you the shit. Vampire in Brooklyn. He said good is evil and evil is good. And you thought that was some comedy shit because he was telling the people what time it was. Okay, let me explain something. Let me explain something to you. I started coming into this awareness. I told you at first, when we first started off, that I knew all this stuff about Satan and all that type of stuff. But I didn't know the essence of what I was talking about. I was thinking that Satan was another name for a person like Jesus. A person that's all good. Then I thought about it. I said, wait a minute, first of all, let's just take the little old Christian story. Satan was supposed to be a son of his father that wanted to be like his father. Remember that? Now, let's look at this thing for a minute. Any son that has a father and admires his father, wouldn't you want to be like that motherfucker? So what's wrong with that? Even if you just look at the Christian version of it. What's wrong with wanting to be like a person that you admire? That's just human nature. They tell you in the Bible, I want to be like Christ. They tell you to be like Christ. Right? And they say that Christ is really the Father. So wait a minute, you're going to tell me that I need to be like Christ and Christ is really the damn Father, but when Satan tried to do that motherfucking shit, he got cast out of heaven for the shit. Think about it. You telling me I need to be like Christ, right? Christ-like. But when Satan tried to do that shit eons ago, the motherfucker got chastised for it. That's a damn contradiction. Right? All Satan did was try to be the same motherfucker. If we go with the Christian version. Okay, yeah.
I know he ain't getting nothing but air.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? You get where I'm coming from? That don't make no sense whatsoever. If you just think for a minute. Let's go on. We're gonna deal with a lot of this tomorrow also too. We're gonna deal with a lot of this tomorrow too. Okay. All right. Let me know when you right. Are you waiting on me? Are you still?
I'm ready. You was just bothering me, but over I was hitting your head. Good.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Let's deal with some things here. In the Kabbalah, it says in the Holy Kabbalah, A.E. Waite's Holy Kabbalah, there is a feeling that all men will be acquired at the general judgment, and there will be one place from which it seems to follow that Satan himself will be raised up again as an angel of light. So that right there lets you know, even in the Zohar, which is the esoteric version of the Bible, they say one thing that God said, or one thing, there was a clause put in the Zohar which the priest said, that a person who is a true follower of God should never ever curse Satan. Because Satan would one day become an angel of light. So that can't be the Christianity that we know, because they say you're supposed to kill Satan and hate Satan, and the basis of the whole religion is the doggone hate Satan. You understand where I'm coming from here? Now, in the Kabbalah, let me read this particular part first, though, before I get to that particular part. All right. There's a book by the name of Hislop's book. Is an argument briefly that Saint Irenaeus was right in the 2nd century in interpreting 666 as the number of the beast revelation as Titan, and the Greek is the Chaldean form, and the Greek word later on became Titan. Titan, he says, is clearly, or Titan, he says, is clearly a Chaldean form of Shaitan, because the Hebrew SH is frequently termed T in Chaldean, and Satan is the very same in which Satan is called innumerable by the devil worshippers of Kerstedon. Myrnion and Kerstedon, the devil worships embodied in the Chaldean mysteries, came westward to Asia Minor, and thus into Etruria, which is Etruscan, and then Rome, and then Greece. In the Chaldean system, the word Titan was Typhon, the great dragon and the beast of the book of Revelations, who was Typhon identified with Set. However, Hislop's account of Titan means the sons of heaven, the sons of Uranus and Zeus, that was crushed by their father and cast down to hell, in the double, being the double of the story of the fall of the devil and his angels in the Bible. The devils in angels. Therefore, Set was confidentially identified as Satan or Seth, but But Kronos and Saturn, the leader of the Titans, and it goes on and on. But on the other hand, the word Seth is the only word, Seth is the only deity and one of the only words that is seen in all religions. In Christianity, you got a Seth, son of Adam. Hebrew, you got a Seth, son of Adam. Greeks, you got a Seth or a Set, and you got Typhon. Egyptian, you got a Set, and you got Typhon. In Gnosticism, the chief deity of theirs is Set, which is Typhon. So therefore, compared to this particular deity here that is seen in all religions, both good and bad, he must be the one true God for the simple doggone fact. Jesus, we don't know where that fucking shit came up with because it's not seen in no Hebrew stuff and it's claiming to be a doggone Hebrew. You see, it's claiming to be a Hebrew. This stuff here, when you go back and read, go through it again, it's going to make a whole lot of sense what we're dealing with. Okay. It also, let me go on this history of this thing. Let's go on. So the word Hadit is a Chaldean form of Satan, and Hadit means a small atomic point, also known as the black dot, and in the Kabbalah that's called dot or dash or das. The word devil comes from the word diabos, or the word double, which also means the double star Sirius, which is our soul, and it also means two balls. Two balls. Which, if you take two balls, and let's get a pen so you can see this. I think I got one on this table somewhere. Which, if you take two balls and look at it this way, you get a circle and a circle on the inside. That means two balls, which also is talking about your soul. The halo and the black dot, which is the black dot which the halo or the light is coming from. And then you also get this, the yin and the yang symbol, where inside here you get two balls, a black ball and a white ball, in the yin and the yang symbol. Some people have seen this, the yin and the yang. And the other one is two balls side by side. In the middle of the two balls side by side, you get something that's called a vesica. A vesica, which is the symbol of the sacred vagina, or the womb of the universe, which is all talking about aspects of the soul. And that's what the real word devil means. It comes from the word diabos, or double, which means doppelganger, which means your double self, double soul, double star Sirius, or two balls, which also means double, because there's a ball in a ball, or the yin and the yang, and also two balls side by side linked together with the womb of the universe. The womb of the universe. All of this particular stuff, the Titans come from the Egyptian word Titans, and also later on the Titans or the Typhons was known as the Tyranians, and then later on the Turians or the Eturians or Etruscians, and then later on Troy, later on Trio or Trojans. So anytime you hear the word Trojans, that means anytime you hear the word Trojans, that means that ancient black people. Ancient black people is what it actually means. Now let's go on. In the book, and you have to go get this book before it goes out again, because see, we told people to get that Urban Voodoo. How many people got the book Urban Voodoo? Now that damn book is out of print now. But see, the problem is, we tell people, and when I tell people to go get the books, you need to go get the books, because they'll go out of print. That's because the government will take the shit out of print. That book is out of print, so the other book, Pacts with the Devil, is back in print. The first time the book Pacts with the Devil came out, which they show the devil up in there and they say he is the black man. And Pacts with the Devil is back out now. Came back out in August. So you need to get that book, because in that book they got something called Lucifer is the one who has the third eye, light bringer. This is the lower regions or the lower realm. The third eye is the light that's brought. The word Lucifer simply means the pineal gland. That's what the damn Lucifer means. Light bringer. The pineal gland, it brings light. We'll go into some part on that. That's all the shit means. So now the white man is telling you, and the Christians is telling you to rebel against the light bringer and rebel against Satan. They're just telling you to rebel against the pineal gland. Since we understand the subconsciousness only deals with what you feed it, if you feed it the wrong shit, it can stay shut down. Because the melanin only goes by what you program it. Because the melanin lines up based on knowledge, gnosis. What you give it. It's just like a Rubik's Cube. The more knowledge you get, the more it lines up until it becomes a perfect square. And anyone know that a square is a damn circle. So it's just like the Rubik's Cube. Lucifer just means the pineal gland. In the book, they'll talk about the aspects of Lucifer or the devil, and they talk about the third eye of Lucifer. You get the Holy Grail, which was also called the Grail Stone before it was the cup. In the book, the book called the Mysteries in it says something tradition, something tradition in Arthurian Mysteries by Garrett Knight. He says that the cup that the so-called holds the blood of Christ, that cup is the blood of the actual Titans. The actual Titans is that particular holds the blood of that ancient Titan race. That ancient Titan race is and all. The other book to try to understand this thing, which the entire Titan, fall of the Titan, Zeus, everything is in this book, Jeffrey Burton Russell, The Devil. Jeffrey Burton Russell, The Devil, Perspectives in Evil and Ancient Antiquity and Primitive Christianity. The whole Titan thing is up in here, and every aspect of the devil is in this book, Jeffrey Burton Russell's book, The Devil. This new book that came out is dealing with all kind of blasphemous knowledge, which is talking about them taking everything, the laws of the universe, and becoming a total rebel. Is a book called Rebels and Devils, The Psychology of Liberation, edited by Christopher Hyatt, Ph.D. Rebels and Devils, The Psychology, and it has 10 or 12 different authors. Aleister Crowley, Lon Milo Duquette, Peter Carroll, Jack Parsons, Phil Hines, Aleister Crowley, Timothy Leary, Robert Anton Wilson, and a whole host of others is in this particular book, Rebels and Devils. And the book is designed to let you rebel against everything that you think is right. But on the other hand, you need to get the book. Pacts with the Devil by S. Jason Black. It's a must-read. Pacts with the Devil. It's a must-read. The first cover scared the hell out of people because it was a white boy standing there with a chief, with a priest and a damn nun chained up around their neck, and he was holding he was holding the chain. A pact. P-A-C-K. Pacts. Pacts with the Devil. S. Jason Black. You make a pact with the devil. The name of this author here is edited by Christopher Hyatt, the same guy who did Pacts with the Devil. But this one, Rebels and Devils, and and this particular book, The Dark God, that's what you saw.
That's what I seen.
That's what you saw. In the book with the gray hair.
Yeah.
You saw that in real life. Ain't that a shit? And that's the picture.
Fire and the lightning.
Well, you see it right. Ain't that some shit? You said it right. You said some gray hair, and right there it's on the picture of the book. This book called The Dark God, Personal Journey Through the Underworld by Nicholas R. Mann. In here he says that you could be a Christian and say under good, and you can damn take over the fucking world and kill millions of people, and it'll be all acceptable under the name of Christianity. But first time you talk about some devil worship, you had a damn government over your house in helicopters getting ready to lock your ass down. So what is good and what is evil? In this particular book here, they got a whole section called the denial of the darkness. And as long as you deny the darkness, you can never grow. It's like fertilizer. The only time you can grow is from the deeper subconsciousness. So if you deny that, you stay on the same level. And that's what Christianity is for, to keep you in the physical laws of man. Is what it is. Now, even dealing with this, we also know in the part called The Destruction of Mankind, in which Jeffrey Burton Russell entertains in his book, is based on Sekhmet was going to destroy these evil people. This evil race of people, basically. And Ra stopped her from destroying this evil race of people by getting her drunk. And they was talking about with putting beer and all in the field and getting her drunk. You probably heard this story. So that meant that Ra is a form of that same God. So maybe the Stargate was telling the damn truth.
Does it have something to do with the red beer?
Yeah, the beer and all of that. Yeah, it's called. You can get it in the either from Fetish to God of you can get it in several books, from Fetish to God of Ancient Egypt. You can get the story also. They give you the version in this book. Jeffrey Burton Russell. Also, you can get it in the book called Legend of the Gods. They give you the version in this particular book too. Now, that leads us to this other portion of what's going on. We know that we are on the right path, because how many people went to see the movie Spawn?
Oh.
Or rented the video?
Oh, my goodness.
Spawn. And Spawn was supposed to be a black man that went to hell and got some superpowers, was supposed to lead the army, Satan's army. But in the movie, this messenger of so-called light came down and changed him into a light messenger. And he switched sides. Now, why did they do that in 1997 in the movies? First of all, they're trying to reverse the energy by trying to teach black people not to go to the dark side. So a lot of black people was complaining about it. I hated it. Why they gonna get a black man to lead Satan's army? You see, in actuality, he was supposed to lead Satan's army, because Satan's army was only supposed to come down here and destroy the world. Here's another contradiction in the book of Revelation. Satan is supposed to be a god of destruction. He's supposed to take over the world and destroy the world. You ever heard that before? Well, isn't that what the fuck Jesus Christ supposed to do too? Don't Jesus supposed to come back in Ecclesiastic with the sword in his hand to slay motherfuckers and kill them too?
Yeah.
So my point is, what the hell is Satan doing wrong? Is it doing the same thing? Or either Jesus is taking on the role of what Satan is supposed to be doing, and by you forgetting to believe in Jesus, you let this world go on more and more. Because one thing about a Christian, he don't never want the world to end. Why? Because it's too horrifying. Because based on the Bible and based on the laws of sin, ain't no motherfucker can get into heaven. So you scared. So therefore you want the world to keep on going. And therefore, you are subject to the laws, because if Jesus wants the world to keep on going, because he's always been ruling. You see what I'm saying? But the one who coming back to liberate people is the damn devil. Just like he did in the Garden of Eden, and just like he did with Prometheus. So the story there that they took with Jesus is actually the story of Satan, the prince of darkness. You see what I'm saying? It's the prince of darkness. You see what I'm saying? So now, they changed it around with the Spawn thing. So I started going deeper and deeper into this particular stuff and started understanding the powers of evil. And guess what? I'll deal with this also tomorrow. The word evil was simply a word invented by the great mother Gaia, or the great mother Nut, or the great mother Tiamat, if you are in Babylonia, to combat the forces that was down here that tried to make a lesser world. So she had to create the forces of evil, which means they had to create the forces of chaos. So the ancient word evil is a good word. It just means primal forces. You ever heard the word primeval? It just means primal forces. Evil is the first force that was created by the great mother, Tiamat, or Nut, to cleanse the world that had fallen into the lower regions. Since you are now part of the lower regions and been hit in the head and don't know that you came from the other world, you look at evil as being bad. But evil was put in place by the great mother to free our ass. You get it? So when you do evil, you are doing good. Because evil, you got to look at the theory of relativity. Evil on the outside world was the ancient formula put in place to destroy a lower world. Just so happened that we have fallen in and ended up being the inhabitants of the lower world. We are taught that once evil is bad and only means primal energy. That's where you get the word primeval from. Check? You get it? So it's all the way different. So now, I'm coming into this particular realization. I go to New York City. I meet up with a friend named Bill Lilly who been into the devil a while. And he said, he get them all in the house and say, I'm Satan. He said, Barbara, you should see him get the hell out of here. Then he said, no, you don't understand. He said, no, you don't understand. Satan is my son. I'm Satan's daddy. So, when I came to New York, somebody beeping. Somebody trying to get hold of you. It's bedtime. Anyway, I was in New York. I came up and I said, Bill Lilly, I realize now that what we call evil is the opposite of this particular dimension. And if this particular dimension is a delusion, is an illusion, and it is all opposite of what we're supposed to be, then evil is good and Satan is the ultimate warrior. And I said, we always knew this. I always talk about this. But the key is this. He said, how long have you come into the true realization of this? I said it started coming somewhere around October. Till I said I always knew it and I always talked about it in the lectures, but I really see what it is now. I can see. He said, that's interesting. He said, at the same time you was coming into this, he said, I went to this, there's a Hispanic woman I go by to get readings. And I went to see this woman. She don't even talk English. She don't speak English. She got an interpreter. And I walked in the door, and she looked at me, and she told everybody in the place, get the hell out. Get out now. All the people in there getting readings. And she came up to me and started reading. She said that you are pure evil. There is no good in you. You shouldn't be wearing nothing but all black. He said, wait a minute, hold on. Come on. He said, wait a minute, hold on. So he went to the woman who interprets and said, did she say something else? And the other woman started talking in Spanish, and the interpreter said, no, she just told you. Her spirit is telling her that you don't believe. It's not that you don't believe, that you're trying to get it straight in what she's talking about, because he was happy. She said, no. She's saying exactly what she told you. Now, the essence of this is this. Imagine a person coming up to you, not knowing who the hell you are, and telling you pure evil. It had to be the spirit, because no other human being would tell another human being that, being that she might not know what we know. You understand where I'm coming from? For the mere fact that the spirit told her that meant something. Then she told him, I wish I had your power. I'm jealous. I wish I had your power. And it was interesting because I was telling him about what I was going through, and it was almost like a damn homecoming. To understand that is the true essence of what we're talking about here. It breaks all laws, and you totally graduate from this world, when you understand there are no laws, for the simple fact that you are now the gods is in charge, because guess what? The evil beings, Adalabra, Zeus, and all them motherfuckers, they are now in Tartarus. The energy is shifted. The reason why the damn weather is fucking up is because they're not around to control it now. So the motherfucker hot one day, cold the next day. It's just going crazy because they are not around controlling it, and your energy is not controlling it. And because black people is wishy-washy, and sometimes the shit don't know what to do. But as far as that particular energy, they are now in Tartarus, in the lower realm, and you are now on the high shit, and you running shit now and don't know it. That's why in the Gospel of Thomas, they say, tell us what heaven is like. And he said, heaven is all around your ass, you just drunk. And you don't realize it because your third eye ain't open. Or you're still trying to look with these two eyes. So in actuality, we have already arrived. They said when the shit over, it's been over. My friend Juju, for the first time, very psychic brother, for the first time, we went to his house back in October, and he kept saying, it's over, it's over, it's over. And for the 3 or 4 years I have known him, he has never said that. He used to say, you got a needle just like a radio, and you own it, but you not quite own it yet. He said, you close to the station, you not quite own. He kept saying, it's over, it's over. But what it is we don't realize is we're still praying to a bunch of motherfuckers, number one, that used to rule over our ass and didn't want this shit to damn end. Number two, they have gone now, and you have inherited the house, but they ain't told your ass yet. And you still thinking they in charge. Them motherfuckers is dead now. Their energy is weak. And so the key is now that we are ruling, but in order to line up the true essence, you must now hate. And do it, because you hate any damn way. You don't know why. You say, I get tired of these goddamn niggas. I get tired of all this shit. I'm tired of all this stuff here. And you don't know, but your teachers is telling you that you're supposed to do that. That's negative. Negative is only opposite from damn what this shit is. So negative is good. So you got this cat out there talking about positive thinking. Positive thinking on this realm is negative to your damn soul. Negative thinking on this realm is positive to your soul. You get what we talking about here? Sebek in the book of Revelation is also called the great dragon or the beast in the book of Revelation and all. In the book, in the part Libertesdi, it says that I did not come to chastise you. I bid you not to turn from all your voluptuous ways and all your follies. But it also goes on to say that damn the slave and damn the weak one. So it's also talking about the group of people that's around here. You are going to have to get to the point where as you are ruthless and horrible in your spiritual ways. Now, what does this mean? Does this mean that you're supposed to go out and commit a physical act of ruthlessness? No, because to commit a physical act of ruthlessness means in actuality you have taken what is supposed to go inwardly into the spiritual melanin and made it physical. When you make it physical, you give the energy back to the physical realm. So in actuality, what we're talking about, the evil here is not the evil on a physical act. We're talking about evil as a power and a thought realm, because we're talking about spiritual thought on what we're talking about here. You see, we're talking about thought right here. Now, they said based on a diagram that's in the book Liber Chaos, you have what is called, the first realm was called a shamanistic realm. That's when we was in our first original primal powers. Then we went into a religious realm, or what is called monotheistic realm, where we were into the particular realm of multiple deities, and then we went into what is called what is called also we was in the polytheistic realm, which is actually spiritual. Multiple deities, but not that we believed in many gods. We believed in the many aspects of the God. Then we went into the monotheistic realm, where we were shut down and was believing in a one all-creator God that was fucked up. And then we went into the atheist realm, which is pure white people running shit now, don't believe in nothing. Then we went into, from that realm, we are now going into back to what is called the pan-demon realm. You will see that pan-demon realm. It'll be in that particular book, Rebels and Devils, which is called Pandemonium. Pan is the ancient Greek god, which was His symbol was used as a prototype of Satan. Demon is actually good. Now, this is the part on the demon. I just gave you something called demonic philosophy that some of you just bought. First of all, let's explain something. How many people saw the movie Fallen? Just came out 2 weeks ago. Denzel Washington. Go and see the movie.
What's the name of it?
Fallen. In the movie, Denzel is battling these particular demons, but when they go into the science, the demons are actually us. Here again, they use the black man in the movie to try to fight against the demons. But there's a twist at the end of the damn movie, and I'm not going to give it away. But the key is, in the movie, they go into the particular science of the actual demons, and they go into the science of the actual demons, and they say that the demons will, they say, well, what do they want? They say they want all of it. They want the earth. That's us. But in the movie, I will give you this punch. The demon don't get the demon gets away. That's key. In the movie The Devil's Advocate that you missed out on. It will be coming to video. What's his name played the devil? Al Pacino. He told him in the movie. He said the God that you worship is an absentee landlord. He want to keep your ass down here. I've been with you all the time. I love you. That's Prometheus. He said, I love you. He said, this motherfucker tell you, look but don't touch. Taste but don't taste too much. I love you. But even at the movie, where they wanted to, the son of God, the son of the devil and the daughter of the devil to procreate, that's talking about Malkuth, Raheru Kahudi, and Shekinah, procreate to transform this physical world. He chickened out. But at the end of the movie, the devil lived. That's the key. The devil is never destroyed. At the end of the actual movie, the devil is never destroyed. Vampire in Brooklyn, they talk about that. Now, in the Kabbalah, in Waite's Holy Kabbalah, if you get a spear of the Kabbalah, and everybody know what the Kabbalah looks like right now. The Kabbalah gives you an ancient mystery and a hidden mystery, and if you really look at it, it tells you who God is. First of all, the ancient Messiah, one of his names are the Kabbalistic names, so the Kabbalistic Kabbalah is the most pure because it is the esoteric Hebrewism. The Kabbalistic Messiah is the angel Metatron. Metatron, if you will line up, if you get the book, there's several books that line up the angels. Metatron, if you get the book called Mythical Kabbalah by Dion Fortune, or if you get The Ladder of Light by William Gray, several Kabbalah, even if you get this one called the Kabbalah Unveiled, it shows you in the Kabbalah one thing. It shows you that the top spear is called Kether, a Keter. And the angel that lines up on Keter, which is the heaven spear, is Metatron. But it also shows you that the lower spear, which is supposed to be hell, or also the earth, the angel that lines up on the bottom spear is Metatron too. So Metatron is the pure devil, or Lucifer, the light bringer of heaven, bringing light to the lower regions. He's down. If he's up here, what the hell is he doing down here? Not unless he fell. And we know that the ones that supposed to have fallen in all mythology is supposed to be the devil, the one that falls. You see what I'm saying? In order to fall, you got to be the Most High. So they're telling you that Satan and Metatron is one and the damn same. That's why in the book on Kabbalah, in Waite's Kabbalah, on page 331, they say Satan himself will be raised up as an angel of light. Then, if you understand the Kabbalistic spear, they will show you the lineup of the angels, and what the top angel is Metatron, and the bottom angel is Metatron. But it also shows you this. It says, when the great day appears, it will be the task of Metatron to establish the glory of the bodies in the specularies, presumably to repair them for rising. But when this hour sounds, the Holy One will cause a dew to fall, and it thinks that this is the event of itself that will be accomplished. This will be the dew of life that will enumerate the tree of life. We're going to get into the dew of life in a few minutes. But it says in here that the angel that is supposed to come to give you a dew of light, which is the light bringer, is Metatron, which is the same one that fell. So that's Lucifer, the light bringer. And this is in the Kabbalah, which is the most accurate part. That's why the Kabbalah said, don't ever curse Satan, because there's a trick to this whole thing. That Satan in the end will be the one that will raise your motherfucking monkey ass up, which is the serpent, which is Metatron. You see, which is Metatron. And that's one of the great mysteries to the Kabbalah at this particular